Hello everyone, welcome back to Testing Sobriety Mounjaro UK. My name is Claire and we are in the garden. It's been very warm the last few days. Today's actually a little bit cooler, a little bit breezier and a little bit more cloudy. Still lots of sunshine as well. And so I thought I'd bring you out here. We will get aeroplanes and they will piss me off, but we'll deal with those as and when they come. I'm here to update you on 14 weeks taking Mounjaro for weight loss. I will start with my sobriety update, which I often forget, but yes, I am still sober. I haven't had a drink since January the 1st, 2024, so that's quite a while. And when I say that, I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was binge drinking a bit too much, and it was having a detrimental effect on how I felt and how I was living my life. And so I did have the one sort of quite nasty incident. Wasn't really nasty, but it involved a loss of memory and definitely a fall that I don't even remember, a bruise, a coat that had to be dry cleaned. I mean, there's been other incidents, but for some reason, I think at 40, whatever I was at that point, 46, as a 46-year-old woman, or even 45, I can't remember, it was, it's not elegant. Let's say that it wasn't elegant, and I just decided that was it. That was the day before New Year's Eve, so I decided I will have a drink on New Year's Eve. I went to a party, but I had the worst hangover in the world from that incident. So my drinking was very moderate on the New Year's Eve. I actually remember it and didn't get a hangover. And then that was my last drink, and I haven't drunk since. I've saved an absolute fortune, and I have preserved my memory, because that was one of the biggest issues for me, was memory loss. And it happened even on just a few drinks. So really, really pleased. There's so many reasons why I'm pleased that I gave up drinking, but this is mostly about weight loss. So let's get on to this week then. So week 14 on Mounjaro. I will update you on my blood test. So last week I told you I have been having recurring ulcers in my mouth. I've been getting lightheaded. I can't remember what else. Sorry. Another thing I'm getting is I seem to be bruising easier and worse than normal. So I don't even know if it's going to come out on the camera, probably not, but there it is, this bruise. The day before I went paddleboarding. I don't know if I got it paddleboarding, holding the paddleboard or something, or if I got it gardening, but anyway, I don't even know how I got it. And then I have my blood test bruise came up really strong, for considering it literally was a very simple and easy blood test. So anyway, the results are all back. They tested my ferritin, which I think is your iron, full blood count, basically, and other things I don't even know what they are. I probably should look them up, but basically everything has come back completely normal. So they're not finding any deficiencies. I haven't spoken to a doctor or anything. I've literally just seen the results on my NHS app. I don't know whether they'll contact me or not, but I mean, I guess it's reassuring. I'm not lacking in anything, so I've been stressing about what I'm eating and things, trying to eat more variety of food. So that reassures me that I'm not lacking in anything. But I now don't really know what the problem is. So I'm going to try and get my blood pressure checked, because someone mentioned that in my comments last week. And I am trying to take my electrolytes twice a day as well, in case it's an electrolyte imbalance. But at the moment, no new ulcers. So the ones I mentioned last week have healed, and I haven't got any new ones yet. So that's a really good sign. And the lightheadedness, I think, is happening to a lot of people. I'm seeing it mentioned by a lot of people that are talking about it on YouTube, in Facebook groups. And so it maybe is just a part of it, whether it's to do with that dramatic calorie reduction or whether it's actually a Mounjaro side effect. I don't know. But the good news is I'm feeling pretty good. And that's the main thing. So I took my dose last night, as I do on a Thursday night. I wait till the end of the day, and it's generally just before bedtime I do it. Can be a touch earlier, but I'm not too fussy about what time I take it, but generally at the end of the day. I actually felt like I didn't need it, like I could have extended another day or two because the suppression was still really good, but I decided to just keep with the routine. So yeah, I took 2.5 milligrams. I'm staying on 2.5 for now, and the suppression today is pretty good, as it generally is on those first few days for me. The appetite suppression is really, really good. So I tend to probably under consume food on the first 3 days. I might only get 1,000 calories, 1,100 calories. I always try to make sure I get over 1,000 calories because I understand it's not healthy to go under. I am only 5'4", so it might not be that dramatic if I have one day where it's only 800 or 900 calories, but it's not something I want to have as an ongoing thing. I don't think that's healthy. I want to lose weight slowly, healthy. I want to keep as much muscle as possible, so I do try to make sure I have enough calories. And then in the latter part of the week, the last couple of days, I have an increased appetite, but still I find the satiety is still really good, that I don't tend to be able to eat or want to eat a lot of food. Like I'm not at any point like binging, which is fantastic. And so even at the end of the week, I'm rarely going over 1,400 calories, and it's only going to happen if I go out for a meal or get a takeaway or something where I don't even know how many calories I'm eating at that point, but generally those things are higher in calories. So for the most part, I am probably sticking on average to, if we work it all out, average 1,200 to 1,300 calories a day, and that seems to have me losing weight at a slow and steady pace, which, as I said, is what I want. So this week, let's talk about exercise. I still don't think I'm doing enough. I'm doing my indoor strength training type exercises, body weight with a couple of things with a resistant band, and some of my weighted wrist and ankle things. But I know I'm saying this every week now. I need to do better, I need to do more, I need to increase how many I'm doing and probably the intensity. I do also walk up and down my stairs quite a few times just to try and work out my legs and my bum, and burn calories as well. I've been on a walk today that was nice. Actually, let's check. I think my steps in general have been a bit neglected of late, probably because I kind of know that I don't need to do them to lose the weight because the Mounjaro is doing the work for me. Anyway, there's today's steps. I'm happy with that. My ideal goal would be 7,000 a day minimum, but I'm sometimes not doing much more than 1,000 or 2,000 if I just potter about. But I'm going to try and do better with steps. So I did go paddleboarding a few days ago, which is great exercise. First of all, you've got to manually inflate the paddleboard. Well, I do because I have an inflatable one, and that actually took me about 20 minutes. I used to be able to do it quicker, but I feel like with this sort of just general sort of weakness that I feel on these maybe it is on just the lower calories. It took me longer. It was a very slow slog, but still it's a good upper body workout. And then you are obviously paddling around, so you're standing up, you're holding the paddle board, your arms up here, and you're doing that and you're doing that, and there's a resistance of the water with the paddle, plus you are micro adjusting your balance all the time to stay up. And even when you sit down for a rest, you're still going to paddle about and use your arms and stuff. So I do think that paddleboarding is a really good exercise, and I was there for a couple of hours as well, so probably for me a really good day of exercise. But I haven't done any swimming yet, and I haven't done a bike ride. It has been too hot. I know these are excuses. It's been too hot to go cycling, and I probably have no excuse for not swimming yet, so let's make that the priority for the week to come. So yeah, exercise is barely acceptable, I think. And let's talk about my weight. So the weight loss or not this week, I will have a look on my Renfo app just to be sure. So let's talk about my weight. Last week was 150.4 pounds, and this week it's 149.6 pounds, so it's not quite a whole pound, and that is absolutely fine. Actually, midweek I did do a cheeky weigh-in. I have figured out that because I eat more at the end of the week, I have more food in my system at the point that I do my weigh-in. So I did a midweek weigh and I was 149.2 pounds. So it's gone up slightly. But I will tell you that my weight, and I'm sure everyone's weight, fluctuates so much, even in the space of a few hours. So I did go back to the scales a few times today. It's kind of embarrassing. I've mentioned it before. I have a condition called ulcerative proctitis, which is a bowel disease, and it's it's inflammation of the bowel and can make you go to the loo a lot. So my first weigh-in was pre-poo. Then I did quite a few trips to the bathroom, but sort of not the most productive. And so I kept trying to weigh myself and see if I had lost anything. But I had drunk a coffee by this point. So anyhow, long story short, I couldn't get a lower weight than I already scored first thing. So there you go. But yeah, your weight just completely fluctuates depending on what you've eaten, what you've drunk, whether you've pooed or not, all of that stuff. So if I weigh midweek, I reckon I'll go down a bit again, and then by the end of the week I would have gone slightly up again, just because of that extra food that I do eat at the end of the week. Part of me wants to just take my my weight from the midweek weigh-in and make that my official weight, but it's kind of pointless. It all works itself out in the end. So that's my weight. I've lost just under a pound. I am totally okay with that. I am slightly miffed at the fact that I have lost a little bit of muscle mass within that. So 0.4 pounds was muscle mass. So that tells me, and I know it's all very much, can't take it seriously, it's an estimate, but it's getting it from somewhere, isn't it? It just makes me think that I need to step up the exercise, but I need to stop talking about it and get on with it. There is something I'm doing though, exercise wise, is I want to learn how to do a pull-up. And my boyfriend's lent me a bar. I don't know what you call it. It's a pull-up bar. And I am making progress. I definitely cannot pull myself up. Absolutely not. But I can jump up and kind of like hold myself up. And I'm increasing the amount of time I can hold myself up for every day. So every single day I can do it for a little bit longer, but I can't keep doing it. So if I do a really good one, let's say I count to 7 in my head while I'm holding myself up, if I go back and try it even an hour later, I can only do it for 3 seconds. It's like there's only so much I can do. But for me, it's real progress, and it feels so good to see real progress. So that's the thing that I'm going to be working on in the background. If I ever manage to actually do a pull-up, I will for sure be sharing that all over the bloody internet. But for now, it's a case of jump and hang, and how long I can do that for, and keep on at the other upper body exercises to see if that helps me eventually get to do a pull-up. So that's a little goal that I've set myself. I will show you a photo of me today compared with a beginning photo, so you can see where I'm at. I am feeling great about how I look. I feel like I look so much better in clothes. My face is a bit more defined. I'm almost at a normal BMI. I'm still not quite there. So once I get there, that will be a celebration. I'll have to set myself a reward. I will set myself a reward for that, I think. I just realised I forgot to give you my measurements. I decided to take my measurements, and this was really motivating actually. I highly recommend that you do it every now and then, especially if you have a plateau or you feel like you're not making much progress. Go and compare your starting measurements to your current measurements. So what we have here is my waist is 79 centimeters. Last week it was 3 centimeters more, and in total it was 8 centimeters more. So I've lost 8 centimeters. Arm, no movement this time. Total lost 1 centimeter. My belly, 93 centimeters this time, and it was, last time I measured, it was 2.5 centimeters more, but in total I've lost 9 centimeters off my belly, so the widest part of my torso. Under boobs, so the ribby part under my boobies, 78 centimeters, so that's a 1 centimeter loss on the last time I did it, and a total of 6.7 centimeters, which seems a lot, but I'm really hoping that's coming off my back. Thigh, 61 centimeters, so I lost 1 centimeter from last time, and a total of 4.7 centimeters from my thigh. And then my boobs, I definitely want this to come off my back. There's nothing to lose on my boobs, but I have lost a centimeter, and that's a total loss of 2.7 centimeters. So the last time I did this was there it was, 24th of May, week 10. So that's 4 weeks ago. That they are the losses I've had. Yeah, I think that is it for this update. So yeah, so far so good. All going well. Let me know how you're getting on if you are taking Mounjaro or any of the other GLP-1s. Let me know where you're at. What have been your non-scale victories? I don't think I've got a particular non-scale victory this week. We'll call it hanging on the pull-up bar for whatever it was, 7 seconds. In my head I counted to 10 seconds, but I do know that when I'm doing it, I count faster than real time, because I want it to obviously want it to be over quickly. But yeah, I will call that being able to hang as my non-scale victory, because I can't think of anything else. Thank you for watching. I would love it if you would click the subscribe button and or the like. That would make me happy. Catch you soon. Bye.